And you got guys like the Cigar Pulpit that, I mean, it's basically a regurgitation of our show.
I think we have to go all out. I think this situation absolutely requires a really futile and stupid gesture be done on somebody's part.
We're just the guys to do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it!
Broadcasting live from the JRE Aladino Mobile Studios at Top Shooters, it's the Cigar Pulpit. Light it up, light it up, light it up, everybody. It's time for the Cigar Pulpit with your hosts, Nick and Gator.
You're listening to the Cigar Pulpit, now in its 19th month, making it just another one of many cigar podcasts. We've never been awarded anything by anybody. We smoke cigars and are not necessarily educational. We are So-So Cigar Radio. You can catch our podcast on demand or anytime at our website, cigarpulpit.com. We have no daily blog.
So today on the show, we're going to be smoking the Carlos Torano Dominico. The size we're smoking is the 6x50 Toro, and it features an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper and Dominican filler. This cigar is part of the February My Monthly Cigars Robusto box and has an MSRP of $6.50. However, it is available in a bundle of 20 for $39.99 at mymonthlycigars.com. So, Jeff, how the hell are you doing today?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm doing all right. So you want to get down to business and get this cigar?
I think we get to it.
Get this going? Well, I guess it's time that we go ahead and cut this cigar. And the cut is brought to you by Dan Ponder at Riverman Cigar Company. Dan at Riverman believes in a comfortable lounge, a fully stocked humidor, and customer service that's second to none.
Second to none.
So I'm looking this cigar over here.
It's a handsome-looking stick.
It is. This is, I believe, the most mild cigar out of the February My Monthly Cigars Robusto box.
I believe that is the case as well.
So, all right, we're going to give this guy a cut here, and then we'll move into the cold draw.
Do our cold draw and our cold retrohale. So what are you getting there, Nick?
Did that? I don't know. What are you getting there? I'm getting kind of a sweetness.
I'm getting a little sweetness off the cigar. It's, I'll tell you, I think if you took a box of Lucky Charms, take the bag out of the box, you pour the cereal out of the bag, then you put the bag over your head, and you breathe in as deeply as you can before you asphyxiate yourself. You completely ignore the flavor, the smell of the cereal, and focus in directly on the marshmallow dust. That's what you're getting on this cigar.
I say, you know what I was thinking?
What's that?
I was thinking that it's kind of tasted like raisins.
Raisin toast, raisin toast, raisin toast.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time to light up.
I was going to say, why don't we go ahead and light up?
And for today's lighter, we will be using the Vertigo Cyclone, featuring a flip-top single-action light with 3 jets, fueled by the patented Vertigo big-ass tank, and featuring an adjustment wheel on the bottom, all for the low price of $9.99 at Riverman Cigar Company.
Well, there we go. So, yeah, I'm going to give this guy a light. So I've been out delivering papers today. It's a nice
Same here.
Wintry day. Finally was able to get out of the house.
I had to plow the Jeep out through the driveway because, I love the city, and they came and plowed our road. But they tend to just pile it up right in front of our driveway.
I saw a little trick with that.
Okay.
When you're shoveling your driveway, and let's say you've got your back to your house, and you're shoveling your driveway,
Okay.
if you shovel, what is it?
North to south?
No.
East to west?
Whatever direction the plow comes, if you shovel maybe 6 feet or so, that direction along the curb,
Okay.
then the blade won't push up that snow in front of your driveway.
Because it'll drop at 6 feet or so. It'll give it time to clear the blade.
Exactly.
That's a great trick.
So if you do
that.
a little L shape but you got to kind of know which way the plow's coming from. I mean,
Well, and on my street I do because they come down one side, come back the other. So, yeah, that should take care of that.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Just kind of plan ahead. Of course, that's assuming you shovel at all. I mean, I don't know. You with your Jeep, you may just be like, I can power through.
Actually, yeah, I do.
Oh, my God. How did I guess?
Hey, that's why I bought a Jeep.
Oh, okay.
So what are you getting on your stick?
It's good. It's a nice, creamy, mild cigar.
It is creamy.
It's definitely creamy.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so frickin' good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a good cigar so far. It's just kind of, it's a mild cigar. I mean,
It is.
There might be a little bit of spice kind of coming through. Maybe just a little bit.
I think we give it a retrohale here.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a little pepper on the retrohale. Not much, though.
No, not much at all.
I am getting that back of the throat kind of burning. Are you?
No, I can't say I'm getting that.
Little tingle in the back of the throat. Makes me think there's a little bit of spice to the cigar that's just not quite, hitting the palate too hard, but is
will
lingering.
admit, this is my 5th cigar of the day.
Oh, so you've blown your palate.
Yeah, I've probably shot the palate all the hell.
This is actually my first.
Is it really?
It is. I didn't really do much smoking while driving today because, the roads being what they were and everything like that. And I kept stopping. Like, when I went up to get my newspapers, I had an errand I had to run. And
Had to buy a cowbell.
I did have to buy a cowbell. And then after that, by the time I got back, it was hitting post offices and everything. So it didn't really lend itself well to having an uninterrupted period of time to sit and smoke.
Well, considering I have no heat in my Jeep, I had to kind of warm myself around my cigar. I actually stopped at one point and bought a pair of hot hands and crunched them up real good and stuck them in my boots to keep my feet from getting frostbitten.
Well, there you go. So,
Hey, whatever works.
Hey, I was going to say, whatever works. Oh,
Yeah, we, like most of the country, have been dealing with Snowmageddon.
We have.
Yeah.
But we were able to get out today. We're sitting here at Top Shooters in the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios. And it's nice. It's comfortable, We're having a good time.
We are.
They've got the heaters going. It's, I don't know. I think it got to about 20 today.
I registered 22.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yep,
there you go.
I was registering 22 on the Jeep. And it actually felt balmy until the sun went down, and then it got cold again.
A couple of my tent brothers had to put theirs away.
Really?
One put his house on the market, so he had to put his away, for that. And then another one, they're doing some renovations or something at his place, so he's temporarily staying somewhere else. And so he had to put them away.
With the gentleman selling his house,
Yeah.
I would actually argue that would be, to me, if I was buying the house and seeing that, it would be like having a really nice garden in the backyard, or putting on coffee and maybe baking an apple pie in the oven. I think that would kind of set the tone for the new buyers.
Yeah, I don't know if the new buyers are really into the idea of a cigar smoking ice tent.
Well,
Maybe.
they need to be.
It's a
You never know what's going to sell.
You don't. I mean, it's a very large red object sitting in the backyard, so they may not appreciate it. But I know I do. And I'll tell you, I was talking to Toph over at Riverman before you got there the other night, and he was telling me that he's told a couple people about the tent, and he knows of 3 people that have gone out and bought them.
Yeah, you
as
need a
result of
commission on
hearing
those
about
things.
that.
You're
I
selling
know.
those left and right.
I have been selling them. There's no way Eskimo has not seen an increase in sales this year as a result of cigar smokers.
And your social media presence with that tent.
There you go. So, anyway.
Yeah, I like this cigar. It's a good stick. At least off the start.
Off the start, it's not bad. I mean, when we had Nick on the show a couple weeks back, and he said that this was the first true mild cigar that he's had in the box, I kind of was expecting like a nothing burger, because he's had some pretty mild sticks in the box before. And I'll tell you what, this has got a little bit more spice and punch to it than
you expect
than some of the other ones that he's had in there. I mean, we've had Monte Cristos and Macanudos and things of that nature that I think have had a lot less going on than this one does. So
Very true.
Yeah,
I like it.
This is a good cigar so far.
So, Nick, did I ever tell you about the coin I found?
Oh dear God, you don't have a coin story too, do you?
There's another coin story? This is the coolest thing. I found it in a flower pot.
What?
It was awful clean.
All right. We're going to move on from here.
Okay, well, Nick, why don't we go ahead and take our first commercial break?
Yeah, why don't we hear from the sponsors, and when we come back, you and I will we'll get into what cigars we've been smoking this week. Are you looking for a cigar lounge where when you walk in, everybody just knows your name? Some place where you're comfortable and able to find that quality smoke at an affordable price.
Dan Ponder and the whole crew at Riverman will take incredible care of you.
They'd like to welcome you into their awesome humidor, stocked full of great cigars such as the full line of Aladino, Martinez, Crown Heads, and more.
Including Arturo Fuente and Alec Bradley.
And they even have the Bishop and the Gator.
The Bishop and the Gator?
Exactly. By the way, they do mail order in case you're not in the St. Louis area, but you still want to support a brick and mortar.
And if you don't have a brick and mortar, let Riverman be yours.
So reach out to Riverman Cigar Company and our man Dan over there in Crestwood, Missouri.
Larry's Auction House is very proud to sponsor the Cigar Pulpit. Larry's Auction House features many auction items. But let me allow Larry to speak for himself. And Larry's Auction House is where the rich heritage of auction was born.
This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week, so take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks!
Hey guys, this is Justo Roa, and then we're at the Cigar Pulpit. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show. Thank you.
So, Nick, what 3 cigars have you been smoking this week?
Well, Jeff, I have had a pretty good week of cigar smoking. So my first cigar that I had and enjoyed this week was actually the Perdomo Reserve 10th Anniversary Maduro.
Ooh.
Now, that was recently named the Cigar of the Year by somebody. And,
or another, yeah.
Yeah. And but I'll tell you, it's a fantastic cigar. It's got a lot of really good flavor notes to it. And, you know, I was a fan of the Perdomo Noir, which is what this cigar, kind of was prior.
Yeah.
But Nick Perdomo over there at Perdomo Cigars, they kind of tweaked that Champagne Noir and have come out with the Reserve 10th Anniversary Maduro. Fantastic cigar. And I'll even say this, it's a box press.
I got to give him credit because Perdomo cut out the federal S-chip tax.
They did.
Next up on your hit parade.
Wait, why don't you go next?
Okay, so we're going to go back and forth?
Yes.
Okay, then. You know what I had finally?
More sense than me finally back and forth, whatever. What did you have finally?
Okay, so finally, I got to try the Aladino, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. That's a good cigar.
It really is.
Yeah, it's really good. It had a little something to it, but it's really a good Connecticut cigar. I still think my go-to is that Aladino Cameroon, but
okay,
it was a good stick. I had that at Riverman the other night with you.
You did. It was a good cigar, and I like the Aladino Connecticut. It's one of the Connecticut's that I'll go to.
Yeah, you're not a big Connecticut guy, so that says a lot if you like it.
Yeah, no, exactly. My second cigar actually is one that I also had over at Riverman. I had the La Coalicione from Crown Heads. It's a dual venture between Crown Heads and Drew Estate.
Ooh.
And hence the coalition,
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, fantastic cigar. Really rough, toothy wrapper on that cigar. But, man, it's got some great flavor. Kicked out tons of smoke, and I had a lot of smoke time out of that thing. So I'll tell you what, the La Coalicione from Crown Heads and Drew Estate, fantastic stick.
Good deal. So I actually went to my box that I got from you for Christmas and had a really nice Casada 1974.
Where's my Christmas gift, by the way?
You got a hat. So
I knew it was just going to be the hat. But
that
anyway,
if you haven't tried that cigar by Casada, Manuel put a great stick together there, and it's one of my favorites.
Mr.
Casada to me, exactly. It's one of my favorite cigars, and they have it at Riverman. I've got it out at Weston Tobacco Festival when I was out there at Weston Tobacco. So, you can't find those, and if you can't find them, search them out because it's a very good stick. It's a little bolder than I normally go with, but it has a ton of flavor to it, kicks off a ton of smoke. Great stick.
Definitely. And my final cigar for this week is the Charter Oak Habano, the Toro, from Foundation Cigars. I went and purchased myself my third box of those cigars.
You do like that cigar.
I'll tell you what, man. That stick, it's got a ton of flavor to it. I will admit, the wrapper on it is a little fragile, so you have to watch that. It's got a thinner wrapper to it, and so I have found that, cracking can be an issue and that sort of thing. So you kind of got to treat them a little ginger.
You got to baby that one.
But the thing is, for, around $90 a box for those Toros, dude,
you can't beat that.
For 20 cigars, nah, you can't beat that.
Nope.
Not at all. And yeah, I mean, they're good. They're really good sticks. So, yep, my final one for this week is the Charter Oak Habano.
There you go. And I am going to finish out with Perdomo Lot 23. It's one of my... I know some people consider this a bargain stick. I don't necessarily consider it a bargain stick, but it has a really good price point to it. But it's a great cigar. Had one of those today driving around and really, really enjoyed it.
Well, there you go.
There's my 3.
Fantastic.
Good deal.
Well, Jeff, why don't we go ahead and take our next commercial break here. And when we come back, we will kind of wrap some things up and find out what's going on in our next episode.
There you go.
There you go.
It's time for Final Third Friday with my man, Broccoli Rob.
Happy Friday, parishioners of the pulpit. This is your man Brock, and today I'm coming to you from the Final Third Cigar Siglu, smoking the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Sin Compromiso for the Final Third Friday Cigar of the Week. The Sin Compromiso is a medium plus body cigar blended by Steve Saka and made at the legendary Joya de Nicaragua cigar factory in the heart of Esteli, Nicaragua. I am smoking the 6x54 Parejo for this review from the My Monthly Cigars box. The Sin Compromiso consists of a San Andreas Negro wrapper, hybridized Ecuador Habano, thin Ligero binder with independent plantation grown Nicaraguan fillers from Nicaragua. I used the Colibri Deep V cut on this solid triple cap. This cigar has fantastic construction as expected by the quality standards Saka is known for, and the smoking characteristics are near perfect, with one small wave on the burn line toward the end of the final third. That may have come from the low humidity while smoking this cigar out in the cigar tent. This cigar has a perfect draw with tons of billowing smoke and solid ash that fell in large chunks. The cold draw has nice notes of cocoa, barnyard, and chicory root. Chicory is a note that I also read from Steve Saka as well as Barry at the Cigar Authority, and they are spot on in this cigar. I fell in love with chicory at Café du Monde in New Orleans several years ago. Getting into the flavor notes, the first third starts off with a bang with notes of leather, chicory, fresh mint, cedar, with black pepper lingering on the palate and the retrohale. The second third offers up notes of cedar, leather, cocoa, fresh mint, chicory, and black tea with black pepper present but not overpowering on the retrohale. I'm really enjoying the flavors present in this cigar. The final third brings notes of cedar, espresso, cocoa, chicory, light fresh mint with black pepper and chicory on the retrohale. The complexity of flavors in this cigar is becoming one of my favorites to date. In the end, I truly love this cigar and plan on buying many more to smoke as often as possible. I gave the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Sin Compromiso a final third cigar rating of 97, one of the highest rated cigars for me to date. Tastes are subjective, so if these notes sound like they fit into your wheelhouse, get out and try some for yourself. You will not be disappointed. At the Smoke Pit, we currently do not offer Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust cigars, but I am working on it for future humidor residency. The Smoke Pit, located at 221 West Main Street in downtown Greenwood, Indiana, is an all-inclusive cigar lounge offering a wide range of boutique cigar brands, along with many heritage brands, bringing you one of the most unique selections in central Indiana at a fair price. Come in today and enjoy our comfortable lounge over a cigar and a great conversation with others who love the cigar culture. You can follow me on Instagram at Final Third Cigar, and also check out FinalThirdCigar.com for full reviews of cigars and other cigar-related content. Have a great week, and remember to relax, stay smoky, and enjoy each cigar you smoke down to the Brock. Until next week, cheers.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Jeff, what's going on?
I'm getting ready to light up a Bishop.
I just had a Gator.
That's awesome.
Aren't they great cigars?
You know, they really, really are.
You can pick up your own Bishop and Gator over at MartinezCigars.com.
MartinezCigars.com?
MartinezCigars.com has the Bishop and Gator in a variety of size packages.
Packages.
You would like that, wouldn't you? Anyway, head on over to MartinezCigars.com for the Bishop and Gator.
This is Mr. Jonathan from the Cigar Authority, and now that you've gone through every single one of our episodes, you want some boredom? Checking out Cigar Pulpit right now.
And we're back. We are smoking the Carlos Torano Dominico from the February My Monthly Cigars box.
I'm impressed with this cigar.
I'm going to say, what are you getting on the cigar, Jeff? For me, I'm still getting some spice. I'm still getting that creaminess.
Definitely creamy.
Yeah, definitely creamy. It reminds me of something, but I just can't put my finger on it.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so frickin' good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should.
I don't know. I just can't quite put my finger on it.
Yep.
Anyway, so.
But yeah, I'm impressed with it. It's a good cigar.
I'll tell you, construction.
Decent price point, too.
Decent price point. Construction on it's really good. Ash holds tight. Nothing like a tight ash.
Damn straight.
And, we'll go from there.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So what do we got coming up on Tuesday?
Lord knows.
Lord only knows.
Lord knows.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I just had a thought. And let me check the calendar here real quick. I'm going to do this on the fly. You know what we're going to do on Tuesday?
What's that?
We're going to do an epilogue to the Battle of the Budgets.
Okay.
We've had a couple of cigars that were listener suggestions. And I won't get into those just yet, but they were a couple of cigars that were listener suggestions that didn't make the full round of 16.
Okay.
And they're ones that I can track down pretty easily.
Okay.
And so what I'm thinking is what we'll do is we'll smoke those. They won't be part of the official thing, but we'll kind of give our thoughts on those as budget alternatives as well.
Listener suggestions.
This is the listener suggested round epilogue of the Battle of the Budgets.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Not anything to, discredit the legitimacy of the Crown.
That was a fair fight.
The Tatiscan Yellow Series. I mean, fair fight. Tatiscan won it. But this is just our way of circling back and getting to some of the cigars that had been suggested to us that, for whatever reason, didn't make the full total 16 cigar round.
Well, and some of these may be more regional sticks that we may not have access to, here in the Midwest.
Well, at least one was sent to us from a listener. He sent us 2 of them. So, yeah. So at least one was sent to us from Curmudge Jim, actually.
Curmudge Jim.
It's one of his favorite golf course cigars.
Oh, good deal.
When he's out on the golf course, he just wants a nice stick, at a good price. This is the one he goes to. So I know we have that one. And then there's at least 2 others that have been suggested. There's a third that's been suggested. My only issue with that is, realistically, I don't know I don't know of anybody locally that even carries it. So
Okay.
I'm going to have to scramble, see if I can get it ordered. If I can't get it ordered and delivered in time, that one's just going to be left out. And
Okay.
it'll just be what it is. But anyway, so I guess that's what we're going to do on Tuesday. Now that I think about it, we'll circle back up and we'll do another round of Battle of the Budgets, but this will be an unofficial epilogue round.
Yes. Bonus.
A bonus round.
That's right.
Exactly.
Dude, I'm really enjoying this cigar.
I really like it.
The Dominico by Torano.
Just did another retro hail.
I saw that.
By and large, it's not bad. A little bit of pepper on the retro hail, just enough to kind of make me cough there.
Yeah.
But it's lingering. It is lingering in the nostrils.
Yeah, I got that this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that pepper is.
That pepper is.
It's in the back of the sinuses.
Yep. It's hanging on. So there is some pepper component to the Carlos Torano Dominico.
The Carlos Torano Dominico. Good cigar.
Yep.
Again, comes to us from mymonthlycigars.com.
mymonthlycigars.com. Well, Jeff, do you have anything else for the good of the cause?
No, I think it's a short and sweet episode.
There you go. Well, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Gator.
And Mr. Jonathan, this was a regurgitation.
And keep the lid end out of your mouth.
It's the after show, the after show, the after show.
The after show.
So here we are on the after show, where we're kind of explaining
the douchiest thing we've ever done.
We're kind of explaining what just happened. So guys, as you heard at the top of the show, Mr. Jonathan of the Cigar Authority,
who we love,
we do. We think the world of Mr.
We really
Jonathan.
do.
He tries to portray himself as a douche, but we know he's a sweet.
No, he's actually a really nice guy.
He's a sweet.
And I think he'll be more mad at us for saying that than doing what we just did.
He's a sweet, dancing, weird tasting.
He dances with dudes.
I mean, he's an equal opportunity dancer. He's a good guy. And the thing is, he kind of
took a shot at us.
He kind of did. It was a backhanded one. Here, why don't we play? I played the shortened version of the clip in the first point. Let's play the full version of the clip so that we get proper context.
Exactly.
And you got guys like the Cigar Pulpit that, I mean, it's basically a regurgitation of our show.
Yeah, I joke with them.
Yeah, but we're not mad about it.
I love it.
We would be the first people that should take offense to that, and we don't because we get it. They're doing it tongue in cheek, and they put out a great product. And again, it's something that's good for the industry. You got two consumers that are talking about the cigars that they smoke. It's great.
Okay.
So, we're not butthurt.
No.
We're not butthurt.
No, but
this show
it did require a response.
Yes, this required some sort of a response.
So, Nick, as we sit here and smoke on the after show,
what
are you getting on your Torano Dominico?
I was going to say we get the Carlos Torano Dominico. It's like I was saying on the main show, which was what 3-4 days ago.
Yeah.
We have the creaminess. We have some pepper notes to it. It's a good cigar. I mean, it's a budget bundle cigar. I mean, maybe a little lower on the budget end, or higher on the budget end, I should say. But it's.
I would definitely smoke this again.
Cigar. I was going to say it's got some good flavor notes to it. I don't mind it. And Nick said that it was a super mild stick. I'm telling you, man.
I don't know if I'd say that.
He's had more mild cigars in this box other than this one. I could definitely go back over previous boxes and find more mild cigars than this one.
Yeah. But, it is a really good Connecticut, very creamy. I joked about the tasting notes there for a little fun in the beginning.
Yeah.
I was getting cedar, actually.
Oh, okay.
That was my tasting note that I actually got on the cigar.
I wasn't getting cedar. I was getting like sweetness. Like there was a sweetness to it.
Raisin toast. Raisin toast.
But
that never gets old.
I know, right? Dude, do you realize it's like a 4-minute song?
Is it really?
And it's put out by Waffle House.
That's
awesome. I swear to God, this is like
awesome.
the Waffle House Players or something like that.
How did you find that?
YouTube.
Oh, that's great.
All I did was type in Raisin Toast song, and it was like the first thing, and it was like this old Waffle House thing, and I'm like, what the heck? And sure enough, it played. I'm like, well, I'll be goddamn.
Holy crap.
This is a Waffle House song.
Oh.
You know, a lot of Waffle Houses, at least up until recently, I don't know if they've changed this policy or not, they didn't have locks on their doors. They never closed.
Mm-hmm. I'd heard that.
Yep.
And I think they did. I hate to say this. It might have been after one of the shootings.
I think it was after a fatal shooting.
Yeah, I think it was. Well, way to bring the show down.
That got dark.
It got really dark
real
quick. Yeah.
I throw out just what I think is an innocent fact, and somebody died.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened.
Anyway.
No. You know, I want to say, you and I, to get off of this subject.
Get us off of this, please.
We need the needle coming off the record here.
Oh, my God. All right, so moving on.
This past Saturday night, we hung out over at Riverman.
Mm-hmm.
And
which I think we briefly
really
talked
nice
about
time.
on Tuesday.
I think we did, but we had such a good time with Cindy hanging out over there.
It was nice to sit and chat with Cindy because, you know, and nothing against Dan. I love sitting and talking to Dan.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't get to sit and really, like, converse with Cindy all that often. You know, like, I talk to her, but, like, for an extended period of time, I mean, dude, we probably sat there, what?
Oh, we were there at least 2 hours.
I'm thinking closer to 4.
Was it really?
It was like, well, you got there about 7.
Yeah,
and
I did.
we left at like 10:30.
Yeah.
So
we had some really good Thai food that we got down the road there.
He was all right.
See,
you really liked it. I've had better Thai.
That Pad CU. Pad CU. The Pad CU that I had was incredible.
Yeah, my Pad. What did I get? I got the Pad Thai.
Yeah,
it was all right. It was a little soupy.
Really?
Little. Yeah, I had like excess sauce like dripping in the bottom.
But see, I like that. And, you know me. Everything's better with sauce.
No. See, every time I get the Pad Thai anywhere else, it's like almost like a paste. Like the sauce is almost like a paste.
Yeah.
So it sticks to those noodles and sticks to the stuff.
Oh,
to
I
where
see
on
what
the
you're saying.
bottom I don't really have anything. This had like this like liquidy sauce and everything. It was a little liquidy, you know, for my taste.
Yeah.
And the noodles were cut so small, it was hard to tell what was bean sprout and what was noodle until you're actually chewing on it.
Oh, okay.
You know, so that's the other thing. But you know, I'm getting a little picky, and I also don't think it had enough peanut. I think there needs to be more peanut.
Yeah, I get that. I like the peanut and the lime in that. In Pad Thai, they had a really good veggie tempura.
Mm-hmm.
That veggie, I offered you some, and you declined, but you should have tried it.
I'd already had an order of fried pot stickers, and the Pad Thai. So like, I didn't need any more.
Well, I will definitely.
Now, had
eat
you
that
asked
again.
me 2 hours later, I would have been starving, and I would have been all for it.
True.
Because I actually was.
Were you really?
I was hungry.
Oh, I wasn't, man. That thing filled me up.
I got home and I was hungry. I did not eat anything.
Now, did you not notice what I did, though?
But, like, I was, you were drinking the sauce out of the cup. I saw
I did
that.
Do
that.
I ate about 2/3 of my meal, stopped, and an hour later finished it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's a little mental trick there with the Asian food.
I don't know. There was a Chinese place down the road that I thought about hitting, and
I talked you out of it.
You did. You talked me out of it for the Thai, and to be honest, I kind of wish we'd have just done the Chinese.
Next time we'll try that.
Oh, yeah, because I just totally default to Asian on a regular basis.
I do every time.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But how often do I come to you and say,
you're all in
Asian?
for Mexican.
I was going to say, that was an unusual occurrence, and you shot your wad for Thai, and that's all fine and good, but I'm just saying, it's going to be a while before I circle back around, and I'm like,
they also
let's hit the sesame
They also have,
Chinese.
like, Japanese soba noodles, and I really want to try those. So I've got to go back and try that place again. But I really enjoyed it. Can't even think of the name of it right now, can you?
Zen Thai.
Zen Thai. It's literally a half a mile from Riverman.
Like a couple blocks up the road by the bank in the Aldi.
I was impressed, but that was me.
They don't deliver, though. That would have been the one thing, because, man, I did not want to leave.
No, it was
cold as balls that night.
Yeah.
And
what was it, 4 degrees?
When we left, my car registered 6. By the time we got back, my car was registering 2.
Ooh.
So it was cold.
Yeah, that's not.
Then we left, and you forgot your phone inside Riverman, and had to flag Cindy down on the road
and
to
bless
have her
heart.
open it up.
Bless her heart. She looked over at because I'm like running after her, screaming, "Cindy, Cindy!"
Which, I mean, let me tell you, folks, it's a big deal to see Gator run.
I had inertia on my side.
It was It was a trick, but I'd already left.
Yeah, you were pulling out. And I don't have Cindy's number, so I couldn't have called her.
I mean, I don't ever. Yeah, I do have her cell phone number.
Do you? Okay.
But Cindy pulled out, and you had your taillights on, so I thought you were just warming up your car. Then I realized your heater doesn't work, so you can't be warming.
There's no point in that. Yeah.
But so then I just left, and then you called me like 15 minutes later, and you're like, "Dude, I left my phone in there." So
yeah, it was a whole ordeal for her to go back in, and yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yep.
But bless her heart, she took good care of me. So,
well, because dude, you'd have been hosed if you'd have broken down on the side of the road without that.
Yeah, with no heater, I'd have froze to death.
Let's be real, you're hosed no matter what, with a phone or without a phone. If you break down right now without a heater, I mean, I think you said you had a blanket in the car and whatever.
Oh, I've got a blanket, I've got a coat, and that's
going to last you about 3 minutes in these temperatures.
You know what I do? And I learned this a long time ago. I have a coffee can. And in the coffee can, I have a candle. Because that's a way to keep from freezing to death if you have a wreck like that. You put that coffee can just on your console.
Hobo fire.
It is. A coffee can with a candle in it will keep your car from freezing.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. It's a little, I keep that. I've got the coffee can. I've got the candle.
What's the scent of the candle?
I don't care.
Is it lavender?
It's like a tea light. It's only going to keep me going for an hour or two till it burns out.
You only have a tea light in a giant
there's
coffee
a couple
can?
of them. Well, you light the
Why don't
you light
you
it?
get one of the big ones and actually fill it in there with 3 or 4 wicks
because
and really get it
in
going.
the whole packet, I keep an MRE in there, so I've got food if I have to eat it.
So you've got it all in the can.
Yeah, I've got like a little, save my life kind of off the side of the road.
I'd much rather have a bigger fire than to keep my MRE in the coffee can. Let's put it that way.
Say that until 2 days later, you're wishing you had that MRE. You're down in the ravine and they can't find you.
Why are you waiting 2 days?
You never know. You never know. Just plan ahead. The one thing I don't have that I'd like is a space blanket.
What?
I need a space blanket.
Oh.
Basically tinfoil.
Okay.
Those things apparently keep you really warm.
I mean, I could just pack up my ice tent and keep it in my car. I will say this, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about the ice tent.
Thank God.
All of you people down in Texas that follow the show that are all sending me messages like, boy, that seems like a good idea, but I don't need it because I live in Texas.
Oops.
Boy, I bet some of you wish you would have had an ice tent when your power went out.
Oh, man.
I mean, because I'm not going to lie. My ice
well, you better
tent,
have a propane heater because you're not going to be able to heat it any other way.
It's true. You got to have a propane heater.
Well, shoot, we were getting alerts here in Southern Illinois to conserve power because they were scared of rolling blackouts.
Well, yeah, because the green power initiatives from the liberal left broke down.
Is it all that?
The wind turbines froze up. Mm-hmm. And so because the wind turbines froze up, it slowed up the power grid. Texas, in order to preserve its independence, did not join the federal power grid.
I didn't know that.
So they were off of the power grid from every other state. Oh. So they were independent. Well, when their wind turbines froze up, they had to figure out how to get power going, so they fired up the coal plants.
And apparently, I guess they hadn't really winterized those things, from what I've heard. So, yeah.
Well,
there was a lot went wrong there.
Well, and I saw another point online, and it was, if your power goes out in your house, all you got to do is just go out to your car, unless you drive an electric car and you have to power it.
Yeah. Or you're like me with a Jeep with no heater.
Well, that's just you being ignorant.
That's me being too cheap to go get it fixed, is what it is. Well, I'm sitting on a Jeep with 230,000 miles.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, how much do I want to sink into this, or how much do I want to keep for a down payment when I inevitably have to get a new vehicle?
Yeah, but dude, you're going to need a heater / air conditioner. I mean, I guess an air conditioner, you can just
I just roll
take the
top down or roll the windows down.
Deal. But
I'll tell you what, I didn't plan on the 0 temperatures for an extended period of time.
No.
That's been rough.
I would think so.
Yeah, that's been rough driving. Now, granted, I'm only actually driving because I'm doing a lot of remote stuff right now. So I'm only actually driving 2 or 3 days a week. Those are brutal drives.
Well, thankfully, by the time this episode comes out, we will be into the thawing of Southern Illinois. And by next week, I think we're in the 40s.
Yeah. And
so
I'm late planting my lettuce
that's
now.
No big deal.
Because I always plant my lettuce by Valentine's Day.
I mean, realistically, when we start getting to the point that it's consistently nice enough out that I can sit on my deck and not need the tent, that's when the tent goes away.
Tent goes bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets packed up, put away.
Yeah. I got to get my lettuce planted.
Although some of the tent guys have been talking about getting air conditioner units to put into their tent, I don't want to go that far.
No, you just sit on the deck.
Well, I think the UV light hitting the tent material, it's gonna
it'll break down quicker,
and it's gonna fray it and everything else. So I figure at this point, just
why not save it for a few winters instead of one long extended period where it wears out? Exactly.
Well, that and the roof on that thing is black, so even with the air conditioner unit inside, you're sucking up all those summer sun rays.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be hot as hell.
Well, that's what you could do. You could get like solar panels to put on the tent to run the electric. Now, and run the AC. Now you're onto something.
I will say, and this is kind of me being hypocritical because I was just ragging on the liberal left's green energy plan and everything. But I have a friend of mine who, when he built his house, he put in geothermal heating,
which is brilliant,
and he put in solar panels.
Yep.
He generates enough electricity at his house that he powers his whole house and sells back electricity to Ameren.
That's awesome.
So he's actually getting a check from the electric company versus having to pay them anything for his bill.
That's beautiful.
And that's like all year long.
See, and I'm on REA out at the farm, so I
fantastic.
can't do that. I can only sell back however much I make, and everything else I donate, which is why I haven't put in the solar panels as of yet. Till they get that rule changed. Because if I'm going to have the expense of putting them in, I want to at least be able to get something back out of it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But that's how REA, the rural electric, is set up.
What's going to happen when those things go bad and he has to do something with those panels?
They're rated for 28 years?
Yeah.
I won't be around by the time they go bad, but somebody's going to have to deal with that.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. Okay. You have got me to dole out some harshness.
Harshness!
That is the problem with green energy as it stands right now.
Yep.
Those wind turbines, when they go bad, what happens to them?
You just bury them.
You're cutting them up in pieces, and you're burying them in a landfill.
Can't recycle them.
That is not green.
Nope.
Like the ones in Texas that froze up. I actually saw, and I'm guessing this was real, although you can't trust anything on the internet.
Tell on the internet.
I know.
Yeah.
But there was a picture of a guy spraying de-icer on a wind turbine.
Yeah, I don't know if that's real or not.
I don't know if that's real. But if that's the case, that's not green either.
No.
If you're spraying chemicals on the wind turbine.
The wind turbine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention the amount of eagles they kill.
Oh, lots of birds.
Well, they fly into them. They don't know any better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just lots of birds.
And you'll see them. They're just soaring, and they're living their best life.
Boom.
And done. Just nothing but feathers.
Just poof of feathers and bird falling from the sky. Well, this has been pleasant.
Do you know the only people that can legally possess eagle feathers?
No.
Indians.
Oh, really?
Native Americans are the only people that can legally possess eagle feathers.
Well, yeah.
Or I'm guessing hawks, owls, anything, endangered or protected. But they can possess them for their rituals and different things like that. If I go out and pick up an eagle feather under the nest that was on our property a couple of years ago, I can go to jail for that.
Interesting.
Yep. I couldn't even pick one up and take it home. It's illegal.
Huh. I don't know why that would matter if the bird molted it, but...
Because, how do I prove I didn't kill it to get the feather?
Well, true.
Yeah. So you don't have somebody that's, out on the black market selling eagle feathers. Oh, it molted it.
I found it.
Yeah. I found all of these. Yeah. So I think it's just part of the protection.
All right, then.
There's one of my Cliff Clavin facts for you.
That's the thing. You bring that up, and you and I have been joking recently about how you and I are the Norm and Cliff Clavin of top shooters here.
A lot of truth to that, too.
We walk in, and all the waitresses are like, Nick! And, then there's you, and...
handing out the little-known facts.
You are Cliff Clavin personified.
There's just so much truth. If I was a mailman, it'd be perfect.
I was going to say, it's like, I have something ignorant to say about that. That's Jeff, so...
As evidenced by all of our shows we've done.
And then there's just me sitting there just having my iced tea, and I'm just like, whatever, so
yeah,
we are kind of the Norman Cliff.
This has been a good after show.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed this.
So we regurgitate the Cigar Authority, and we basically are comparing ourselves to characters from Cheers.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty dead on.
I mean, whatever.
I don't know about you, but I'm hungry.
I am hungry.
And we have a giant plate of meatballs sitting here. So we're going to have our meatball contest now. Had to get one more in.
Well, final thoughts on the Carlos Torano Dominico.
It's a good stick.
I like it.
I've enjoyed it.
I'm getting down
and again,
to
it may be a more of a budget cigar. I have no problem with this cigar at all. I'll smoke it again.
Getting down to the final third, which, by the way, the Broccoli Rob segment.
Play during the commercials. I love broccoli.
Ace's broccoli. Good job. Just wanted to acknowledge that and everything.
FinalThirdCigar.com.
Exactly. So
I'm down to the nub on this thing. Look at that. Why am I always smoking faster than you on the show?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Socials.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't do that because of our reformat. We're going to keep that all the time now. I think we should.
No, we're not.
We've already bought the cowbell.
We're not going to keep that all the time. That was a one and done, proven a point type thing.
So, Nick, how do people reach out to us on the socials?
We're on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit, as well as at Naked Gator, NEKKID Gator.
That's my page.
We're on Facebook, and guys, check out that Cigar Pulpit Parishioners group on Facebook.
That thing is growing like leaps and bounds.
It's been fun, so get in on that and join in the conversation. And then we're also on Twitter, YouTube. You can reach out to us through cigarpulpit.com, not updated daily. And
I heard Parler's back up. Are we on there?
No, we're not on Parler. And then make sure you get your questions into us for Ask the Boys by calling the Ask the Boys hotline at area code 863-874-0000 and ask your questions. Cigars, life, whatever.
Whatever.
We will make up an answer about anything.
Oh, yeah. We'll pull it right out of our ass.
I mean, even if we don't know, if we know, we'll give you an honest answer. But if we don't know,
I don't know if I give honest answers all the time.
Yeah, you do.
Do I? Okay.
I mean, you gave I assume your diatribe on fermented food from this past show was...
Oh, I can go into that for hours.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So, that was an honest answer. So, anyway.
If you've never fermented food, you should try it. It's there.
Okay.
Well, let's get into our meatballs. And I do want to point out that all of this ignorance has been brought to you from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios.
So, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Gator.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky.
Love you guys.